Ladies and gentlemen, apologies, there's been a change to the lineup. It is now time for our combat jiu-jitsu contest. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, Dave Weston.
So here we are, a bit of a rejig of the bout order, making his way to the stage now. Dave Weston of Black Country Jiu-Jitsu for a combat jiu-jitsu heavyweight bout. So this combat jiu-jitsu bout is for the combat jiu-jitsu title. And we've got black belt Dave Weston of Black Country Jiu-Jitsu.
Introducing his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Ajani Sturge.
Thank you.
And his opponent today for the Combat Jiu-Jitsu Championship, we've got Ajani Sturge of Fight Zone London. These are two big boys fighting here. So just to go over some of the rules for a combat jiu-jitsu bout. From the standard point of view, it is normal wrestling, but as soon as it gets to the ground, if you're in a top position, then open palm strikes are allowed. So there's no punching, but palm strikes and slaps is what you'll be seeing today. There's no kicks, no knees.
For one 10-minute round, and it is for the vacant Golden Lions Combat Jiu-Jitsu Heavyweight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he's representing Black Country Jiu-Jitsu. Make some noise for Dave Weston.
What you may see with some jiu-jitsu bouts is people pull guard, but with combat jiu-jitsu, that is not what you want to do. If you're in that bottom position, you are open and available for those strikes.
Yeah, 100% eyes. You're more likely to see grappling that is similar to the MMA style, where they'll be looking to pin, but specifically in positions like a half guard or a mount or a back mount where they can effectively strike, rather than more like a sport jiu-jitsu where you're seeing people more likely to go for leg locks and, like you mentioned, pulling guard, or your more exotic moves like your berimbolos, things like that. You don't necessarily want to risk being on the bottom position at all. If you are, you need to operate a clinch heavy game, something like a lockdown or rubber guard, because you need to prevent your opponent from posturing. So it's quite a nice transition for people that are looking to get into MMA. Often you get into habits from just pure sport jiu-jitsu that are not good for MMA. So it's a nice way for people to practice their MMA skills in an environment that's marginally more safe. But combat jiu-jitsu is it's still pretty brutal. You still hit people with straight strikes. So it's quite nasty. So the striking is going to happen when one opponent is grounded. There's no standing striking. So your standing is going to be more similar to your conventional wrestling.
And even though it is open palm strikes, there is always an option for a knockout. We've seen it before, Damian Anderson in...
Yeah, Ajani, sorry to interrupt us. Ajani looking to hit that blast double straight away. Dave does a good job using the cage to stay up.
Nice
looking
roll
to
onto
straight onto a knee bar.
Go for the knee bar.
But he eats a couple of strikes there that might deter him, but he seems to be pretty focused on this, looking to get that backside knee bar.
I'm sure he won't be too worried about the strikes to the back of the body, but...
Yeah, landing in this double outside Ashley position, you need to keep a lock on the leg if you want to not get flattened out here. Dave seems to be doing a good job so far. He appears to have gathered the secondary leg as well.
Oh, some good strikes there by Ajani, though. He's really attacking this leg, Dave Weston is.
Yeah, he's really pursuing it. This is not a good position now. He's lost that lock on it. A little bit difficult. Not the most athletic position to strike from, but certainly better than the position that Dave is in from a striking point of view.
Strong position here for now for Ajani. He could get to the back, work his way up.
Yeah, he's doing a good job landing strikes to Dave's head. Dave's not quite moving as well as he'd like to right now, but he's doing a good job trying to free his hips a little bit there, but he's still in a grounded position. He can still be struck.
He is liking these rolling leg entries, though.
Yeah, this turtle position is a position that's not the easiest one to enter into the legs from. It's not impossible. You can see he's clearly his game plan. He's got a good job now. He's not quite got the legs locked in the position that he would like for the knee bar, but it's not too bad. He's got straightened out. Maybe looking to switch to a toe hold instead now.
Yeah, it looks like a toe hold grip he's got. I can't really see from here, but it looks like he's going for that grip. He does need to watch the strikes, though.
Yeah, that's part of the dilemma of this. You want to commit both hands to the leg to finish the leg lock, but that means you have nothing to block strikes. Looking into a reverse close guard position now, can look to threaten a heel hook or a toe hold. A little bit harder for a knee bar finish from here. He's eating a lot of strikes on the way, but this is a very, very good position to finish toe holds and heel hooks.
Yeah, it's a strong position as well to not get a strike from. So
yeah, and he's done a good job using that to get up on top now.
He really has. And it looks like he's good looking for some sort of Kimura grip here.
Yeah, I would question that. I would be very aggressive in pursuing the submissions. He's rushing to get into this triangle, and he's given up top position in pursuit of the submission.
He does look to have an armbar grip here, though, and if he can work it well enough, he might be able to get his elevation, but he is in bottom position, so the strikes are there again.
This is a sequence you'd be likely to see in Jiu-Jitsu, but obviously not MMA. You'd be more likely to see people using strikes to soften up their opponent.
Really entertaining start to this round, though.
Yeah, it's a pace that you don't often see from heavyweights. That's it. From this position now, Dave needs to keep Ajani's posture down. He must do, otherwise the strikes are going to become start raining down, like we're starting to see a little bit now. Tough position. You need to start unlocking your guard if you want to try and get back up on top. But of course, that is giving your best way of keeping your opponent's posture controlled up, which could be a bit risky.
So there's no rounds in this bout. It is just one 10-minute match. So this top position for Ajani is going to be really good for him if he wants to start tiring out Dave and start cooking him a little bit, especially with the strikes. But he does need to be careful. Both of these guys are very good at jiu-jitsu. So Dave being on his back here, he might have a lot of offense from here.
Yeah, Ajani's doing a good job posturing up now, landing a couple of effective blows. Dave's had to pass into a half-guard position instead.
Smile on Dave's face here as he's getting struck in the face.
Yeah, he's doing a good job inverting through, clearly looking to get back to that double outside Ashi position that he's been looking for before. Does a good job to stomp to get Ajani off him, but now we're in open guard where he is able to be struck by Ajani.
He's going for the Americana here by the looks of it. He's trying to get some sort of grip. Dave attacking on the legs. Looks like he's getting a little K-guard entry. Looking like he's got a knee bar there.
Yeah, that's looking quite good. He appears to have got a figure four grip, looking quite tight. Not quite got the legs locked in the way that you might, and it's slipped below the knee. Maybe going to look to come up instead. Ajani's doing a nice job landing strikes from the bottom. Why not?
Dave climbing up into the mount position now.
Yeah, this is a very unexplosive position for Ajani to be in. Really difficult to work up when you've got your head against cage like that. He was turning away to give up his back to help get up, and Dave's going to see that. He's going to smell blood, and he's going to try and lock in that choke.
Yeah, 100%. It's a really tough position now, and Dave looks like he's got that head and arm choke.
Yeah, and he's dismounted as well. This is normally a sign that people are confident they're going to get the finish. But Ajani's doing a good job defending so far. He's a big, strong guy. He's turning away. That can take the angle away a little bit. It does expose your back in the process. Dave might look for a chair sit or to remount.
Does look like that's what he's doing. He's got one hook in. Has he got the other hook on the other side? I think he has. He's got double unders now.
Yeah, a good position for flattening your opponent out with almost like a full Nelson-style grip. But Ajani's doing a good job with transition from back mount to back control. Good position for finishing the choke, but obviously you haven't got the person's weight on you, so much harder to strike from a combat jiu-jitsu point of view at least.
Here you go, both guys trying to get on top position. Ajani wins that battle, gets a higher hip and head position to come up on top.
Yeah, Dave got a butterfly hook on this near side. It looks like he's got a half-guard-like position, which he's going to use to invert and roll through by the looks of it. Quite a telegraph move at this point, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah, the last entry he got onto the knee, he did have more success for, so maybe as Ajani gets a bit tired, Dave will get closer to that finish, but Ajani looking good here on top. He's got him controlled. He's in a half-guard position. Looks like he was looking for some sort of seat belt there.
Yeah, Dave doing a good job controlling that near arm, preventing a lot of the more effective strikes. Now we're starting to see the pace slow a little bit, which I think is understandable given the pace that we saw earlier on in the bout. Ajani looking to do a more inside passing style game, landing some little sort of like rabbit taps to the head. Not the most effective strikes, but if you can land a good one on the ear, it can be a little bit disorienting.
And it's going to cause a reaction, and that's what he wants. Looks like he's setting up a gift wrap. He's getting a head and arm grip of his own now, Ajani here. And he gets the finish.
Really good performance there. You saw him working for that grip, and basically as soon as he transitioned out of half guard, Well, you could see that pressure was on. Really good performance. Really good performance. And what a back and forth bout. Ajani did a phenomenal job there. Knew when to strike. Definitely the aggressor in the striking parts of the bout. And what a performance.
Jiu-Jitsu gets a bit of stick for having boring matches, but combat Jiu-Jitsu is not the same. That was a brilliant fight. It was about 6 minutes into the fight, I think, maybe 6.5. Really, really good match there. A lot of back and forth, a lot of strikes thrown, and both guys going for the attack there.
Yeah, and you can see the fatigue on both men. Clearly a lot put into that. Really exciting match. And if we can have more combat Jiu-Jitsu matches like that, they definitely have a place on Fight for Charity. And he's going to get the belt now, which is quite exciting as well.
And it is a good looking belt, reminiscent of the old school WWE sort of thing.
Yeah, the World Heavyweight title. Yeah, the big gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a huge round of applause for these two heavyweights after 8 solid minutes of grappling?
The belt being given by James Weston.
Due to submission by head and arm triangle, now your winner and new Golden Lions Combat Jiu-Jitsu Heavyweight Champion, Ajani Sturge.
Yeah, thoroughly deserving performance there by Ajani Sturge. Controlled the bout where he needed to. Great work in the scrambles and really aggressive in the striking, which is exactly what you want to see in combat jiu-jitsu. You have to remember the grappling in combat jiu-jitsu should be more similar to MMA and less like sport jiu-jitsu. And Ajani was the one that was able to identify that and really apply the pressure. You can see on the highlights now, landing some great blows to the head of Dave. And this was early on in the bout. They might not get the knockout, but they'd certainly fatigue.
And it's something that you need to think about. You get hit with one shot that's good at the start of the round, you're going to be thinking about that for the rest of the bout.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing to note as well is Ajani's positional leg lock defense was absolutely phenomenal. He did a good job with his early stage defense in those positions, keeping Dave's legs unlocked. He wasn't waiting until it was the last moment to escape. He was aware from early on and did a good job of preventing Dave from getting those positions.
It's now time for our next contest of the evening.